I done started my healthy journey.
Well, I found out I'm 52.8% body fat.
Hey, you're more body fat than you are man.
Bro.
That's messed up.
Ask me if I care.
See?
No.
So, in April of 1990, a 23-year-old woman from Japan named Mariko Iguchi was visiting Taiwan on a vacation. It was on this vacation where she would go missing. Mariko was spotted a couple times around the city driving with another driver. He also was plastering inside all the windows of his car these things called fulus.
Yeah.
And it's said that they're used to ward off evil spirits. But then he could hear heavy breathing coming out of his room. Then out of nowhere, he hears the raspy, screaming voice of a woman. And she was yelling, "Why, why, why?" And he saw Mariko with her hair all knotted in front of her face. And she was running straight towards him. But man, after 4 days of grilling him with questions, he finally cracked. So this is what happened. And this is the true story of what happened. What's going on? What's going on, late night family? We back in the building.
Every week.
It's your boy, King J, also known as Nephew, and to my left is my co-host.
JR. Big Unc.
Big Unc. What's up, Big Unc?
Shit, this what I'm talking about weather, bro.
Yeah, this some good weather, ain't it?
Yeah, bro. That's
some good weather, dog. Man, thank y'all for joining us for another exciting episode of Late Night Conversations. Man, it's going to be a good episode tonight. I got a super dope true crime story for you today, dog, coming all the way from Taiwan. Man, before we get into this story today, man, I just want to tell y'all, wherever y'all watching y'all's podcast, whether that be YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, man, hit that follow button, man, and drop a comment down below. Comment a thumbs up if you see the video.
Right.
I want to see how many thumbs up we can get.
Right.
But yeah, man, wherever y'all watching, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. Yeah, especially on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Punch that bell in the face so you get notified every time we drop a video, and that is Friday at 8 a.m.
Yep.
So without further ado, Unc, let's jump into this story I got for you.
Let's roll.
Today's story is going to be called A Ghost Helps Solve a True Crime Case.
Okay. So this is real up in Taiwan.
This is real. This ain't a story. This is true life. You can look it up now.
True crime.
Yes. And the killer was found, and he is still in prison to this day.
Because of the ghost.
Yep. So let's jump right in, man. So in April of 1990, a 23-year-old woman from Japan named Mariko Iguchi was visiting Taiwan on a vacation. It was on this vacation where she would go missing. So during the 1990s, Taiwan's economy relied heavily on tourism.
Right.
They were real big on marketing to especially college students, like in Japan.
Right.
They would throw out a lot of marketing like, "Hey, y'all come to Taiwan.
Right.
Y'all check us out. We got a lot of good things for y'all." So during the 1990s, they had a big wave of tourism of a lot of college students. And it was a big tourist spot for most of them. And they were going to celebrate birthdays, graduations, kind of whatever.
Right.
And that's what Mariko was doing. She was just up there celebrating, and she was also traveling alone. So one weird thing about Taiwan, dog, and during the research I thought this was crazy, was that during those times in the 1990s, taxi drivers were a big part of transportation for tourism.
Okay. Yeah.
And in the city.
There wasn't no Uber. There wasn't no Uber.
Oh yeah, it wasn't no Uber back in the 90s. Yeah, this was the Uber, the OG Uber.
That's right.
So yeah, dog. So taxis were a big form of transportation, and it was very common. This is the weird thing. It's very common for taxi drivers to open their own home like a hotel for their fares.
Like rent a room or whatever? Yeah,
so like they'd be like, "Hey, I'm driving you around here, but tonight, if you want, man, come stay at my house, small fee." It was a part of the economy.
Right, so it's
which is crazy.
natural.
Yeah, it was kind of natural in the 90s, like.
Right.
if you had a taxi driver, they offered their home as a hotel
in
for the
Taiwan.
night. Yeah, and so that's what Mariko did when she came on her vacation. She got into a man's taxi, and she was going around all day sightseeing. And he offered her home that night, and that's where she disappeared. Right after she stayed with that taxi driver.
Oh.
So as soon as she disappeared, bro, that's the first place the police started investigating.
Right.
Was the taxi drivers. They got a hold of the driver that actually drove. Once they questioned all of them, he came forward and said, "I did drive Mariko." They questioned the man. He said he was the taxi driver for Mariko, and he confirmed that she stayed in his home, but that he said she stayed and then she left. And this is where it came in his favor, dog. Right after she left, she went and mailed a postcard back to her family.
Oh, so
and it was dated
right
after she had stayed at his home.
Right.
So yeah, it kind of ruled him out as the first suspect. So the leads would go cold for a little bit, but then the police posted there would be a big cash reward to anyone who had any information about Mariko's whereabouts. So Mariko was spotted a couple times around the city driving with another driver, and his name was Leo Huisheng. Yeah, Leo Huisheng.
Say that fast 3 times. They know it.
Right, that's a Leo Huisheng. I can't do it, dog. Leo Huisheng.
Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
That's pretty good, nephew, because
That's
I would
pretty
have
good,
never
right?
got
Leo
that right.
Huisheng.
Okay.
Hey, shout out
Leo
Google.
Huisheng.
Shout out Google with
Right.
that little when you click it, Leo Huisheng.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
you know what I'm saying?
okay.
Hell yeah. So, yeah, his name was Leo Weisheng. And at the train station the night before she disappeared, he was seen picking her up from the train station.
Right.
And so, yeah, they questioned him, man. They started questioning Leo, and he told police that he did, in fact, give Mariko a ride from the train station into town. But that after that, she left, and he had never saw her again. And she didn't stay in his home, and he had no information for them.
Okay.
So they kept questioning Leo, but he just had no information to give. And at that same time, there was dozens and dozens of tips coming in.
Sightings just tips.
Just tips coming in. Because of that cash reward, they were just getting people calling in for nothing.
I've seen her,
Yeah. Just, hey, yeah, I saw her, over there, whatever. Just giving tips for no reason.
Taking
you know
a chance.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So around the time Mariko's disappearance was getting national attention. So around that time, it was starting to get national attention, man. Now other news programs are picking it up,
Right.
and it's starting to spread throughout the different, countries and stuff. So residents in the city she went missing in actually started getting random phone calls, bro, just in the middle of the night. Like, there were several reports of random phone calls, and when they would pick up the phone, it would be a Japanese woman speaking Japanese.
Right.
And see, the weird thing about that is people in Taiwan didn't speak, of course, Japanese. They either spoke Taiwanese or Mandarin. They did not speak Japanese.
Right.
And because of how famous her case was getting, people believed it was Mariko making these calls. And there was also claims people were spotting Mariko in town, just in different locations of the city. Some people said that they caught her in an alley, just crying in an alley. They could hear her. And they would see her, but then they would go investigate, and then they wouldn't find her.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it was starting, like, scary stuff was like that was happening. They're like, man, we see her around the city, but
Right.
we can't, like, when we go up to her, they can't find her. Or when she walks out of view, they go and they don't see where she's at.
Okay.
And so, man, during all this time, bro, all this time that was going on, so Leo worked as a taxi driver, of course, and
Right.
he worked for a big headquarters in that city he was in. So during all this time that the people that Leo was working with at the taxi company started to notice that Leo was acting really weird. And there was a report from the headquarters of the taxi service where Leo worked. 2 of his colleagues were watching from inside the building one day, like the main headquarters of the
Right.
building. They were watching from inside, and they were seeing Leo from his apartment. They saw him running frantically across a busy street, holding a golden statue of Buddha in his hands. And he practically dove into his car and immediately started looking like left and right. I mean, he was just like if someone was chasing him. Then he slammed the Buddha statue on his dash next to 2 other Buddha statues. He began to pray.
Just collecting.
Yeah, and he began to pray. And he was just frantically praying, and it looked like he was in some sort of trouble. So the dispatcher and the manager just looked at each other, and they knew it was starting to get out of hand, his character, his behavior. They said this because recently Leo started acting really strange, and it was getting worse. They said he had always been a weird and antisocial guy, but lately he had been acting way stranger. They also reported that he had started telling some of the other drivers, like his coworkers, that he really, really hated stray cats and dogs in his neighborhood.
Right.
Like he had a strong hate for them, and so much that he went and purchased a crossbow. And he said he started shooting at the dogs and cats in his neighborhood. He was trying to kill them. So that concerned his coworkers.
Yeah,
and not only was he carrying around these Buddha statues, he also was plastering inside all the windows of his car these things called fulus, which basically are these yellow parchment papers with like these writings on them.
Yeah.
And it said that they're used to ward off evil spirits.
Oh, okay.
And so he was like plastering them inside his car, covering his window. And it's crazy, dog. He was putting so many fulus up that he almost couldn't see out of his window.
So is that like a Buddha ritual? Like,
well, it's not like for their religion or no. So apparently, what it's looking like is he's building some sort of shrine in his car, like a spiritual shrine for protection. Yeah, because those fulus are basically like you hang them up to ward off evil spirits. I guess almost like dream catchers.
Okay.
So you don't have bad dreams. You hang up dream catchers, stuff like that. I guess it's just in their religion they put up.
It's so much that he can't even see.
Yeah, anymore. He's plastering up all the windows that he can barely see out his car.
Right.
And so they're like, dude, that's a driving hazard.
Normal,
and that's also weird.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And so the dispatcher and the manager are watching Leo, and they decide, man, we should call the police and report his strange behavior because he had also been driving super recklessly with his fares. Like, he's just peeling out, just hitting corners, just acting weird, dog. And so they said the next day they reached out to a friend in the local police department. And when they told them about Leo, the police told them that they were well aware of him.
Oh.
They told him that he was actually a suspect in the missing persons case of Mariko. And that they wanted to now, because of this call, because of how strange he's acting, maybe we should relook at him. Maybe let's look at him again and see, man, why is he acting so strange? Why is he doing all these extra things? Let's look into him a little deeper. So immediately they put Leo on heavy surveillance. And what they saw baffled them, bro. So around February of 1991, Detective Lynn and a few other officers started watching Leo very close. And they realized for some reason Leo would not stay in his home. They had noticed that it looks like he's now living out of his car.
Oh, he never slept in his house.
He didn't want to sleep in his house. And so, they noticed that he wasn't staying at home. And this is what their deal of the whole surveillance deal was. They were hoping that maybe Leo, if they surveillanced him all day, that maybe if he had anything to do with her disappearance, then they can catch him going something out of the ordinary.
Right.
So they were watching his fares, watching his routes every day because they're like, maybe he'll go to a location where maybe he killed her or, maybe he stopped somewhere out of the ordinary and they can go investigate. But he never did. But he also never left his cab. They did notice that every time he did go home, like to shower or use the bathroom, he had some sort of ritual that he would do every time. He would look left and right. I mean, like a madman, bro. He's looking down the streets left and right. And he would just dash straight to his door. And he would open his door, sprint in. He would only be in there for a brief moment. And then he would run full speed out of his house, into his car, jump in, grab his statues, and just start praying like crazy.
So that's just straight paranoia.
Yeah, right. That's what it's looking like, dog. I mean, he's acting weird. And, he would get in his car and just start praying and... They didn't think he was acting like a murderer.
Right.
To them, to Detective Lynn, they thought they were watching somebody who was either developing or had a mental illness or was losing their mind.
Right.
But on March 4th, 1991, Detective Lynn decides, you know what? I just want to speak to Leo directly. So they set up an operation to ambush him at his door. So they waited till he ran into his house. And then they all ran outside his door and they waited for him to walk out. And so they were waiting for him and they were a little worried about how he was going to react. But how he reacted confused everybody. So as soon as he rushed out the door, he sees all the detectives and the cops waiting outside for him. Bro, he drops to his knees and he just starts thanking and crying all the police officers. Like, thank you so much. I'm so glad y'all are here. Y'all are my saviors. So they're so confused.
Yeah, I'd be like, what the hell?
So Detective Lynn was so confused on why he was thanking them, but he was like, bro, why are you thanking me? Like, we think you killed her.
Right.
Like, we're fixing to take you to the station. So he kind of picks up Leo and he says, hey, look, we need you to come to the station. We need to ask you a few questions. Do you mind coming with us? And he said, no, I would love to go with y'all guys. Please, let me go with y'all. And so they head to the police. So they drive to the station. When they get there, Leo kept saying stuff like to every passing cop, like, thank y'all, I'm so glad to be here. I wish I could just stay here with you guys. He kept thanking everybody, and the reason why he was so thankful was shocking to the police, and it involved something that was going on in his house. He told Detective Lynn when he arrived home, like numerous times before, he walked in and it was really dark, and all the shades were drawn, and it's just really quiet. But then he could hear heavy breathing coming out of his room. Just heavy breathing. And it was getting louder and louder, so he would run straight to his bathroom. He would use the bathroom, do what he needed to do, and he would grab a washcloth because a lot of times he didn't have time to shower or whatever.
Okay, I'm going to investigate. This is my house.
Right. But he's scared, dog. But you're about to see why.
Okay.
You're about to see why, dog. So he's so worried. He's so in a frantic rush that he'll run inside the bathroom, do his business, grab a washcloth. He'll just wash himself off with a washcloth. And, and then when he walk out of the bathroom, it's just quiet again. Then out of nowhere, he hears the raspy, screaming voice of a woman. And she was yelling, why, why? And he saw Mariko with her hair all knotted in front of her face. And she was running straight towards him. So, dude, he sees her and he gets so scared that he runs straight out his door, and he would run straight to his car and jump in his car. And as soon as he ran out, he saw all the cops.
So is this happening every time he goes to his...
Yes.
So this is the reason he's running out, because
this is the reason why
every single time.
This is why he's so afraid that's why he's not investigating his home. He knows what's in there. But he's so scared that's why he's doing all these things with the Buddha statues, the Fulus in his car. He's praying every time he gets in his car. He's not staying in his house no more.
Right.
Dude, yeah, that's exactly why. So as soon as he runs out, of course, he sees the cops. And, man, dude, he's so grateful because he thinks that he's getting saved.
Right.
So, dude, as he's telling the story to the cops go to his house to see if Mariko is actually there. But when they get there, they see nobody's there. Like, they notice that nobody has slept there. Nobody's been there. There's no signs of a break-in. Like, nothing.
So, no signs of anybody being
so
there.
Nobody was in there. And so, they started grilling Leo. And, you know, at first he was being, man, I don't know much. I don't know. But, man, after 4 days of grilling him with questions, he finally cracked. So this is what happened, and this is the true story of what happened. So he told police that he did pick up Mariko from the train station, but he lied about what happened after. So after picking up Mariko, Leo went sightseeing together with her, and later that night he invited her, hey, look, my home is open to you. If you want to stay, you don't have to get a hotel. It's going to be cheaper, and she agreed. So later that evening, he came on to Mariko. He fell in love with her, and he sexually tried to come on to her, and she rejected him really hard. She said no, and he rejected him. So at first, man, you know, he was a little embarrassed, and he had just let it go. But as the night went on, it just kept eating at him. So what he did was he went and grabbed his crossbow. He went into Mariko's room, and he shot her 4 times with the crossbow.
What?
And as soon as he got done shooting her, he went up to her body, and he decapitated her head. Right?
Okay. Now I'm confused. This dude wants to get intimate with her. She refuses. He's cool. Then he loses his mind because he wants it.
Yeah, wants it, and she won't.
And then he kills her, and then he cuts her head off.
Yeah, dog.
Okay, I mean, that's not sexual. That's not a sexual.
Like a want. Yeah,
that's demonic.
Right? And so, dog, yeah, he decapitated her head. And it's crazy, bro. He ended up burying her body the next night. But that first night that he killed her was the first time he started experiencing the heavy breathing. And at some point, Mariko's decapitated head is what was chasing him around his whole apartment. The head was floating around, screaming, "Why? Why?" And it was chasing him around the house.
Now I know why. Why'd you have to kill me?
Exactly.
Wow.
And so her head is what started chasing him around the apartment. And that's why he moved out of his apartment and was living in his cab. That's why he was building this shrine up. Dude, Mariko's head was floating in his apartment, scaring him, trying to grab him or whatever he was.
Right.
That's what he was telling detectives. He don't know what it wanted for sure with him, but it just was chasing him, is what he was telling detectives.
Freaking insane, dog.
So Leo would end up telling them where he buried Mariko's body, dog, and this is where it gets crazy, dog.
Don't tell me it's not there.
So check this out. So Leo would end up telling them where he buried Mariko's body. And after he told them, the whole squad, and he said, I buried her whole body there. You know, her head, her body, everything was there. So they went to where where he said, they started digging up, and they did find her body. They found the lower half of her body. Her head was not there.
So they found her body except...
They couldn't find her head. Her head wasn't there. So, and he told them, I swear I buried her head there. I buried her head and her body.
And it hasn't been found.
And it hasn't been found to this day. And dude, where they dug it up, it was just torso, bro. No head. So, dude, after that, Leo was convicted of murder and sentenced to death. But because of his mental disorders and all that, they switched it to life in prison. You know, so he escaped the death penalty, and because of his mental, all his story and all that. You know, during this trial they went ahead and switched his death penalty to life imprisonment, and he's been in prison since then. So
it doesn't. I think what it was, it didn't matter. It was just in this room. I think that thing was following him everywhere.
Everywhere, dog. And it's
say that thing
he killed her.
Thing, but her head, you know.
And dude, here was another report that I had read. So the detective Lynn, he believes the story he's telling them.
Right.
Because when he went to go investigate his apartment, he said he was by himself in the apartment, and he felt somebody push him in the back while he was in Leo's apartment.
So her
and so Detective Lynn says he believes her spirit helped them solve the murder case. Because without her constantly haunting Leo, he would have never.
Even though he was on the radar, they didn't have no proof.
They didn't have no proof on him, and he was, you know what I mean. He was off. He was scot free for a while.
That's Taiwan law. I guess 4 days of interrogation, dog.
That's crazy, right, dog? But it's because they knew something was off about Leo, man.
Yeah.
And he was the way he was acting. They knew he knew something.
You know, here in the United States, in 72 hours, they can hold you until. They can only hold you for 72 hours. 72
hours. Yeah.
Well, that's 3 days, so I mean.
Yeah, so. But then again, he didn't want to leave, though. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he didn't want to leave. There's a reason why he
didn't want to go back home and face the consequences. Like, that's it.
And so, yeah, man, I mean, he's still in prison, and yeah, man, this story has made 1991. This has made big news, and if you look it up, there's articles about it over there in Taiwan. It's a big deal.
Well, of course.
You know, it's very well known that Mariko helped solve her own murder.
Wow.
The spirit of Mariko. And so, dude, there's no, I also looked this up because this might be a question that people might wonder. I wonder if to this day, does he still see her?
That's what I was going to say. I was going to tell you, do you think she's at peace now, or...
That's what I'm wondering.
Or is she never going to be at peace because of how he killed her?
I don't know, man. That's a good question, though, dog. There's no reports that he sees her to this day. I don't think they've investigated it. But, dog, I wonder if... Because she was like, man, no, he needs to get caught.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then she was at peace.
That
you know,
situation, she's like, you know what, I had no reason to die. You know, he could have forced himself, and I had no, he could have forced himself on her. And, at
the most, she could have lived at least. Yeah, he killed her.
But he killed her.
And I didn't see no report if, of course, they can't tell if she was sexually assaulted or not.
It's been a year.
And so it's like, who's to say that maybe she's at peace now, dog? And
that's what I'm saying.
And,
who's to say that she's not? Because
or that too.
that's a cruel way to die.
For no reason.
Unexpected way of dying.
Yeah, for no reason, bro.
I know not every death is expected. I mean,
yeah, facts.
When you get shot or whatever, but you trusted this man.
And he killed
down
you. Yeah, exactly.
In his bed.
And he kills you. I mean, while you're sleeping, bro. Like that's
while she's sleeping.
You didn't even have a fighting chance.
I'm saying, I don't know if her soul will ever be at rest, dog.
Maybe she'll haunt him until he dies,
or haunt who's ever in that house because she may not be able to leave the house.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not saying I don't know. I mean,
that's true, dog.
I mean.
Man, and that'd be scary, dog. Hey, you think of like paranormal or ghost hauntings, and you're like, man, I'd be alright, cause like I'm not afraid of ghosts like that,
bruh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, me and you talked about this, but if you see a decapitating head
just
floating at you, knotted up, hair in her face like The Grudge,
bruh.
Yeah, dog. I think I'll move it out, cause
that's why I don't even watch The Grudge anymore, dog.
The Ring.
I'm like. I watch TV all the time, dog. I need nothing coming out of my TV, dog. And it's a big TV, too.
Oh, yeah. You'll be scared, dog. Imagine that.
A grown man could walk out of there.
Yeah, see, I've always said, dog, if you made a movie about my life, it'd be real short. Hey, you see that whale pop up on the TV? Oh, time to go. Yeah. I'll leave it, dog. What you mean?
Exactly, dog. I mean, but we do like horror. We do like,
I love
paranormal.
Horror, bro.
That's one thing that we enjoy.
And true crime. That's why I think it's dope that there's true crime cases that have a paranormal aspect, because it's a 2-for-1, dog.
I listen to a lot of them in the mornings when I'm at work. In the afternoon, I listen to more music or whatever. Like on Dateline and stuff like that I listen to. They also have a lot of paranormal investigators.
Word? I need to start listening to more Dateline.
Yeah, dude.
I guess I haven't added it to my...
Ashley Flowers had a few stories actually, where... most of the time, these psychics or whatever, they'll like, hey, I know she's still alive. I know she's still alive, or he, whatever.
Right.
And of course, it's not. I mean, I'm not saying that all psychics or paranormal investigators are crocs, man. But
right.
There's some who are legit, who really believe, and do have some insights.
Yeah.
But I'll never believe a psychic to tell me, hey, next week you're gonna be rich, or guarantee your daughter's buried here. I mean,
it
would be a 1 in a billion shot that
they get it right.
That they get it right, dog. But a lot of stories use paranormal investigators,
man, and that I guess that is its own lane in its own self, like a paranormal true crime. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean that itself. I mean. Police didn't actually use a paranormal investigator, or
of course
they didn't use her.
They were doing the investigating.
What it was is that she herself was scaring this guy enough to where he finally said, "You know what? I can't deal with this." And you're gonna fight it, man. But eventually, you're gonna give it up, man.
You know what I mean? And it's crazy that this is because I've heard a lot of true crime stories, dog, where people were involved and eventually somebody cracks under pressure. Yeah. And it's crazy that this man cracked under his own pressure. Well, I mean, according to the ghost.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like an outside force. And dog, it blew my mind when I was researching this story because, there's questions about, are ghosts real? Some people believe ghosts, some people don't.
Right.
I believe ghosts personally, and I think you do too.
Yeah, I do.
Based on our experiences. Right. But in my head, I kept thinking to myself, like, dog, could you imagine, like, because I've never personally experienced it in my own home, but like, could you imagine laying in bed and a floating head?
Oh yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? Like,
and I mean, we don't know how we're gonna actually react.
Well, yeah,
depending on the situation, depending on the state of mind. Now, if I had murdered somebody like that. Well, it's gonna be on my mind.
It's gonna make that guilt,
you know. But if I'm at peace with myself, and something like that happens, I'm like, I may say it's my mind playing tricks on me. You know? Because I'm at peace. I know I haven't.
But if it's running towards you,
Yeah, I mean,
Because it'd be one thing to see it in the corner and be like, damn, that don't look
well,
right.
If I see a pair of twins singing Red Rum, I mean, of course I'm going to run, you know.
Hell yeah, dog. Hell yeah.
You know.
See, and that's that kind of stuff, dude. That's why I love horror, because it opens that piece of that fight or flight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I love horror movies. That's why some people be like, how can you just watch scary movies all the time?
Because it opens, like you said, opens your mind to where, okay, that was dumb. I would have never done that. Or would I?
Or would you? Yeah. Because you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, I've been terrified. Well, let's not go that deep. I don't think I've ever been terrified.
No?
I might have been shook a little.
Had your timbers shivered?
No. What does get me, man, I've never been terrified. I've never been scared, like, uncontrollably. You know, you start shaking and like, but I've had where I've had to leave a place because it just
don't feel right.
When it gives you the chill, when you walk into a place and it automatically,
dog,
you're just like, no, I can't be here.
Hell yeah.
That's your sixth sense, I guess.
Yeah, like some type of sixth sense. Dog, I'm glad you brought that up, because that's something we could talk about real quick. Because, dog, I have, like you said, you feel like you can see auras on people and stuff.
Right.
I feel like I have the supernatural, like some type of supernatural ability as far as like, of course, like just discernment type deal. Like I can read people really well. Before I meet them,
and that's just your persona.
Yeah.
Your demeanor, the way you are.
Yeah.
It's not hard for you because I mean you deal with people
so much
that you get to know just by like
people do
like,
things in patterns.
I don't like that person, and it's not that I've never said that either.
It's not that I've never liked them. Yeah,
it's just that it's not my type.
Like our vibes, our vibes aren't meshing.
Right.
And when I meet somebody who like, I don't really feel good about you.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, hey, I kind of
nice to meet you and walk away.
I just avoid you now.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I still say what's up to you, but I'm not gonna hang with you.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've had to cut people off like that.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
You have to. I mean, because that's part of. I saw something the other day. It's a lot harder to pull somebody down.
Oh,
to pull somebody up. So like,
I seen that.
So you get around people that aren't helping you up.
It's easier for them to pull you down, and that's
to their level.
Yeah, that's
facts. And that's the vibe you're talking about. I'm like, man, I mean, they're cool people.
Yeah, they're cool, but I just don't
around them.
Yeah, exactly. And if my spirit don't feel at peace with you, I'm definitely not gonna be around you.
I'm like, no, you know what? I just can't deal with that.
Facts. And do that, and that I feel like I have that gift not only in people but also in places, man. Like you said, there's times where, dude, at my job, bro. Yeah. Like I keep telling people the area I work in is haunted, and people will be like,
you said that,
dog. I be telling people, have you believe in shadow people, right?
Yeah.
Okay, dog. I be at work, just working. You know, minding my business.
Shadows in my time.
And it's not the.
But see, the thing, people say shadow. They think that you can see them. Just no. It's just
peripheral, dog. It's peripheral. Like I be working. I be working, dog, and I be throwing freight on my card, and then I see somebody walk across, and I'm like, I look, and nobody's there. I'm like. Dude, and it happens it happens so much that I just don't it don't even bother me.
And I'm not saying that's a good thing, because now you're getting comfortable.
Oh yeah.
Now if it is something that's not good, it's easier to get to you because you're. Well, no, I'm not saying you're welcoming it in.
No. See, I just ignore it.
But you gotta be aware.
See, you know, they say ghosts and paranormal things feed off of
your energy.
Like giving like fear and giving it energy. Yeah. Whether it be a ghost or demons or whatever. Like, bro, I do believe that people get demonically possessed, and that's why my mom, she's always like. I don't know why you watch those possession movies. You're
crazy,
letting the door open for the devil. But see, bro, I honestly don't believe in that, though. Well, growing up as a kid, my mom never let us watch scary movies in the house. So I'd have to go watch them at other people's house. But I don't believe that you opening the door because, and this is my theory on that, Unc. Let me tell you why. Okay. Which some, pastors may disagree or other Christians. Right. This is why my belief is, dog. I don't believe this. Just because you're watching a scary movie is opening the door to a demon, this is why I don't believe that. because when you go to God and you want God to accept,
Right.
you want to accept God in your life and become, a believer.
Right.
God won't force himself in your life.
Of
You
course.
have to ask him,
Right.
please come into my life, right?
Right.
So what makes a demon more powerful?
They don't.
That he can just
They
come
don't.
into your
You're
life
right.
just
See,
by watching a movie. I
that
have
makes
to
so much-
invite him.
Invite them, yeah. And people say, well, you're opening your mind for negative thoughts. I'm watching a movie. I don't go home. I can watch an axe murderer movie,
And it don't make you go home and
and I'm
want
not
to
gonna
kill
go home
somebody.
and be like, man, maybe I should, pick up this axe that's just laying there out of nowhere. All of a sudden, it's just there. I'm not gonna do that.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna go and eat a person because I'm watching
Like about Jeffrey
a
Dahmer.
zombie or Dahmer movie or
Yeah,
apocalyptic,
facts.
Zombies.
Facts.
I'm like, we already had a discussion. I don't have the urge for human,
human
flesh.
Exactly.
But yeah, and me too. I like to watch movies. Just because I watch it at home doesn't mean I'm inviting them to my house. I'm letting them enjoy a movie with me.
Yeah.
Well, once the TV turns off, you're out the door.
And see, and my thing is like I don't believe in, that's what I'm saying. I don't believe in that it's inviting them in because, bro, like at the end of the day, like it's just a movie.
Well,
to
if you
me.
invite them, it's because you're leaving your mind open.
But it's all perspective though.
Right.
Like if you think about it, you're watching a movie. You are the determiner of what information you receive and what you do with it.
Right.
You could look at it as you're allowing demonic things around you, or
Right.
you can see every demonic movie ends with the demon being defeated.
Right.
So in some sort of way, I'm watching God power beat this demon.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's like
there's nobody more powerful. So, I mean,
I haven't seen a demonic movie where they just stayed possessed. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't know.
Well, maybe, but
well, not really. I mean, because I think my very first one I've ever watched that was possession was the original Exorcist.
The original Exorcist, and that was the old.
Well, when Brandy and Kimberly got old enough, and
hey, that one is to
I think
this
Brandy,
day.
my oldest daughter, was maybe, I don't know, 11 or 12, and Kim was like 9. And I'm like, let's watch this movie. Man, I'm over here like, no, they're laughing, dog. Of course, because of the graphics.
Oh,
and
like the effects and stuff were older.
I mean, she's like, that looks like peas. When she's throwing up. Which, that's what it was,
Like pea soup. Dude, have you heard all the theories about the Exorcist?
So
movie?
much, dog, and I even thought about looking that up and
use it as a
because
topic.
they're saying it's not true, but
Nah, it's true, dog. Or I don't know. I think it's true.
The story itself about the father who killed himself.
Oh, so that I'm not sure of.
Yeah.
I know that the movie was based on a little boy. That was possessed somewhere in, I think, was it
Africa?
Was it Africa?
Yeah, it was Africa. Everything was based off of Africa.
It was something. A little boy who was possessed, and But I know I'm talking about the lore surrounding the people who were in it.
Man,
like the majority of the actors are dead who participated. All the accidents they had on set.
That's in a lot of movies that have You wonder, I'm like, why this person died? Why this person died? And it boils down that they were in a certain movie, man. And I know the Exorcist
It's crazy,
is one of them. But, having a birthday party. Let's say we're all here, and then some little girl just comes to you about, you're gonna die tonight, and then she pees on herself. What are you gonna do, dog?
That's some scary.
What are you gonna do, dog? You're like, come get this little girl.
Yeah, but like, hey, who died?
Kill her.
Who died is this, dog? It's crazy. The concept of the movie's wild, bro. That is still to this day, bro. It's rare that I watch a movie that I'm like genuinely like, oh man, that frightened me.
Yeah.
I was pretty scared.
Oh, that frightened me when I was younger.
To this day, dog, still even with the practical effects, dog, it's still scary.
It's scary, dude.
But it's because it's a real thing. Like, you can get possessed.
Right.
Like, I'm not afraid of Jason and Michael Myers. And sometimes, dog, I be thinking like Chucky. Chucky's the biggest one. Why don't y'all field goal kick him, dog? Bam! You know what I'm saying? Why y'all let this little dog?
He tall, dog.
He this tall, man. If you don't stomp on him,
I think Kimberly was taller than him.
Exactly, dog. Man, I'm scared of that little dog, man. But
Freddy though.
Oh yeah, Freddy.
Freddy come to your
that's
dream,
a scary
dog.
concept, dog. Yeah, that's a scary
concept. Come to your
concept.
dream. He just be waiting on you to go
And
to
then the
sleep.
worst part is you can't even like you're like, man, I'm just gonna stay awake.
Yeah.
But you can't even beat him like that because eventually you start daydreaming, and he just shows up. What up, bitch?
And then Michael Myers. Hell, you cannot run him.
Oh yeah, Michael Myers. It don't matter how fast you get.
Freaking Corvette. Go to Lubbock and homo right there.
Hey,
He at the truck stop.
Worst part is he can drive. He's the only killer that I've seen drive. He be
Remember when he got that truck, that police car, or whatever.
He be whipping them corners, boy.
Wow. Yeah. That's so hilarious,
man,
dude.
dog. That's so funny, man. That's why I love horror, man, because it can make you laugh. It can bring, like I said, the fight or flight.
I think the only one that really startled us was Smile.
Smile was surprisingly good, dog.
I haven't seen part 2, and I don't know if I want to or not,
Yeah, you
because
should.
remember the first one, you and I went to go see it.
You should watch it just because it's not that good.
Right.
Like, to me. But
so there's a
good.
concept to it. Then
Yeah. It follows the same thing.
Because when the ending just...
It picks up.
I love an ending that is so unexpected, but then be so disappointing.
Leaves you like, what the hell? Yeah.
You're like, oh, I didn't want it to end like that.
Yeah.
You know? But then you go back and you're like, that's probably the best ending they could have had.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Exactly.
You know, not just because I wanted this ending doesn't make the story.
Right,
you know?
right.
You know, I think, being in like, you with the computer right here in your room,
right?
When in this other living room that you got, turn off all your lights, dog. Your baby girl, your little son asleep, and your wife asleep, and everything's dark. You're so focused on the computer, and then you look over. And you see something.
Oh, you
like
talking about that jump scare?
Yeah.
Dog, you talking about that jump scare where she was on the computer?
Yeah, dude.
Rose. Oh,
dude, we both jumped on that one.
That was the first time a movie had really made me like,
dude,
yeah.
I mean, we didn't even expect it, dog.
Hey, there's a term for that, bro. You tense up. Or like you be watching a video. You ever seen videos on Facebook where it's like they hit a ball and it goes to the camera? And I seen somebody put in a comment, they're like, whoa, my body just took a screenshot.
Yeah,
but no, for real, dude, Smile did. Bro, Smile had some good jump scares. And this
I like that. One, the Forest had some jump scares,
yeah, the Forest had some good ones.
That one just took us by surprise.
Man, dude.
I didn't know people, Javi and I, we used to go to the movies and go out to eat, his brother... we've been tight since we were kids. I would take them out to eat, and we'd go to the movies, and they've been my nephews, and that's what I have, So
yeah, dude.
But we used to kick it all the time. Now we're doing this.
Now we're doing this, so it's like, but now we're gonna have more room for that. Like, bro, we're gonna have some more ideas to do for the podcast. Like,
we need to do another skit.
Oh yeah, that was pretty funny, dog.
If y'all ain't seen our Halloween skit, y'all got to watch.
You gotta check out the Halloween skit we did. It was so funny.
Yeah, we did another skit though. Springtime tornado.
Dude,
tornado skit, dog. Dude, my TikTok is flooded with tornadoes, dog. Why?
Dude, the weather's getting bad.
I haven't been looking up tornadoes or nothing, but my TikTok is
popping out I was gonna say tomatoes. Popping out tomatoes. Dog.
Tornado videos are crazy.
It's crazy because like the weather, man. Like I don't know if it's global warming or what.
Well, they're saying tomorrow in the
60 mile per hour gusts.
Well, here, but I'm saying up in Illinois and all that 30% chance of tornadic weather, man.
Damn. I feel bad for them. That's why I won't move to Oklahoma.
Yeah, dude.
I ain't moving to Oklahoma.
We used to be in the alley, but it's moved further. It doesn't mean we're safe.
No, I think we're overdue for a big one, dog.
Oh, man.
I hate saying that.
Well, you already know what my number one...
fear?
No, my number one bucket list.
Chase a tornado?
Ride one. I never told you that.
What?
I want an FO or F1.
And you want to get in one?
I want to get right.
Hell no.
I want to take
What the hell's wrong with you?
I just think it would be... the coolest thing.
It wouldn't be.
I'm not saying it is.
It wouldn't be.
I'm not saying I'll survive, but I've always said
it wouldn't be.
Before Kim passed, she knew that's what I want. I want to go up to a tornado and just...
And you want to just ride it like a bull?
What are you waiting for?
Hell no, dog. I guess your idea of it sounds cool.
Yeah.
But the realistic part of it
is pretty dumb, I know.
Man, you could get penetrated by a straw in the stomach and be dead. You feel
Don't
me?
use that word penetration like that, dog. Stabbed or something, man.
Oh, but that is funny.
Yeah,
though,
but
man.
the wind's supposed to be pretty bad tomorrow.
That sucks.
Which it does suck for us, man, because we can't open the garage doors in the warehouse, man, because so much dust will come in, dog, and we'll be there sweeping all night, and I don't want that.
Yeah, I don't even want to sweep on the clock, goddamn it. For sure,
Exactly.
in the overtime. But man, that's crazy. But yeah, man, today's story was crazy.
It was good,
dog.
man. I enjoyed it, man.
It was, and I like that it kicked off into
You
a
said paranormal, and I'm like,
How? Yeah. Yeah, see, and that's what I said, bro. When I found this case, I was like, oh, I have to tell it. Because, dog, it's so, like, out of the ordinary from every other true crime case I've done so far.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about true crime, man. I got so many more. Like,
of course.
It's not going to stop, man. There's a murder every day.
Oh, man.
So it's like, true crime ain't never going to stop.
Emily Pike, that's the worst right now. But,
yeah, dog.
she's not the only one missing,
That's what I'm saying, bro. And so, man, I enjoyed tonight, though, man. I thought that was cool.
It was cool, man, and I'm glad the conversation went on after that of the paranormal and
yeah, because I want to do. Because remember we talked about, man, maybe we could do some like not investigating full, but like we can go to a haunted place and vlog. Because I've been to a haunted place location, the St. James Hotel. That's been on the Travel Channel.
Well, the one Brandy used to stay at every year, when she was working for a different company, they'd take her, for a conference, and they would stay at this hotel. And can't remember the room number, but nobody
can stay in there. That's how it is at the St. James Hotel. There's a room where a man got murdered. I think I told you. After a poker game. Yeah. They shot him in the back of the head.
In Galveston, right?
No, it's in what's that place called? It's in New Mexico.
Oh, okay.
Cimarron.
Oh, I thought you were talking about when y'all went to Galveston.
Galveston is dope.
Of course, 1900 was one of the worst
hurricanes ever recorded. Yeah, Galveston's super haunted, bro.
But it wasn't ever recorded.
But I didn't know.
It was one of the biggest,
I didn't know, though. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Because when we went to Galveston, we just chilling. We rented an Airbnb and everything, dog. But we didn't hear nothing. But in the trip that we saw, they do ghost tours around the city,
right?
And they said Galveston's like one of the haunted cities,
and that's how Brandy found out about the room where she was staying at, because she was like, I know we're having a conference, but there's so many people. And then somebody told her, well, yeah, there's tours every hour. She's like, tours for what?
And now you staying there? Oh, I bet that
she loves it.
Yeah.
She's like us,
Yeah. See, I'd be interested too, dog. I probably, you'll get scared, but it's like it is what it is.
I think not knowing is easier than knowing, because knowing you're gonna be
now you're gonna be listening. What was that?
I want to go to sleep. Like, what was that?
Yeah. But if you didn't know, you just. You hear something, you're like, you just think it's, whatever.
Yeah. But
we can start doing stuff like that, though. We can make a trip, because we're talking about wanting to try to make a trip for that True Crime Con.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
In Colorado. In September.
Which, man, if we can do that, we will vlog it for the podcast and upload
the whole 3 days,
on YouTube. Yeah. We'll vlog the whole 3 days.
Yeah.
It's a 3-day event, so we'll vlog the whole thing if we can, if we do end up going.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be awesome. I think we can make it, though.
Yeah, I think we can. And so, man, but shoot, I think we're a good spot to take off, man.
Definite.
I guess we can do another segment of things that piss me off. Dog, there's been times where we show up to a doctor's office, and that's what pisses me off too, dog. You be in the waiting room and nobody be there, but it be like an hour, and you be like, all right, now what going on, dog?
Yeah.
They be back there having crumble. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't that good.
Man, what the hell, man?
I went last week to go see the orthodontist, the orthopedic doctor, and My appointment was at 1. I walked in. I'm like, oh, shit. It was like 55 people in there, all over the age of 80.
Oh, damn.
And I told the reception, I'm like, these are all people seeing my doctor? She's like, yeah. My appointment's at 1. I still got out about 2:30, but that wasn't too bad.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, and I went on my Facebook and said, I'm the youngest person in this office right now, and I was born in 1966.
Now you're in a old company
I was like
now.
in a retirement home or something. Oh, this what's gonna look like when I go there next month?
Damn. I ain't gonna put you in retirement home,
I
huh?
hope not, dog.
That's sorry, dog. Yeah, that pisses me off, though, dog. Them long waits at the doctor's office.
Yeah.
Hey, them piss me off, dog.
Yeah.
And I get it. Sometimes they're busy, but sometimes they're not.
Yeah.
And what are y'all taking so long
there's
for?
nobody there.
They be in there they be having a potluck in there.
Man.
Oh, can you go check on the patient? Yeah, goddamn, it's been 2 hours.
Exactly.
I've been sitting here waiting. Yeah. Then you know it's uncomfortable. I'm sitting on that little bed thing like a kid. You know what I'm saying? With my feet dangling off the edge. And I'm just sitting there.
That is the reason that I never sit there. I don't want to be sitting there and playing with my feet like this, and then the fine-ass nurse walks in. Oh. Man, I had to put my toes down, you know what I'm saying?
Try to make it look like your feet reach.
I always sit in the chair, nephew. I don't never sit on that thing until they tell me to. And then when they do, I'll be like, you got to pull that thing out. I'm making an excuse that my knees won't allow it, so that way when I do sit down, my feet touch.
Oh, so your feet touch? Yeah, you got to pull that little thing out.
Yeah,
sorry, I'm so sorry, dog. My feet still don't touch. I be just there clapping them together.
Yeah, dude.
But
that is hilarious, dog. That's why I don't sit there ever. As soon as the nurse walks me in, I get weighed, I always sit on the chair. She's like, well, we're just going to take your blood pressure bullshit right here. It's fine. Fuck around here. You just see me, my feet dangling.
Yeah, you ain't gonna catch me with my feet swinging. Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm gangster.
Well, Kevin Hart, I'm a gangster. Sit down and swing your feet.
Shit, that don't make you gangster.
I will kill everybody in this bitch tonight. Somebody fucking playing with y'all? Y'all think it's a game?
But hell yeah, man, that's a funny segment. But man, I think we had a good point to wrap up, Monk, man. We done had a good episode tonight, man. Yeah. I enjoyed tonight.
I just want to say thank y'all for everybody. We had good response this week.
On our video, man. Thank y'all for y'all sharing.
Hey, our reels, man. Our reels are coming up, man.
YouTube
Shorts,
keep
popping up on
TikTok.
on my TikTok. They keep popping up on my YouTube.
Yeah.
Look us up on YouTube. Our reels, our shorts.
Y'all look us up, man. Wherever y'all are at, Late Night Conversations with Uncle Nephew on TikTok, on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify. Man. Y'all check us out, man. Y'all give us a listen, and if y'all like it, man, go ahead and give us a follow, man.
Give us a thumbs up. Thumbs up helps out a lot.
Yeah, give us a thumbs up. Oh, and if y'all can leave a rating if y'all are on Spotify, leave a rating on Spotify,
yeah.
5 stars.
Yeah.
And man, I don't know what we gonna do, but it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
I might rub your feet.
We're close to 500.
Whoever leaves a 5-star rating, I'm gonna go rub your feet.
Hold on there.
Nah, it's just
yeah, but appreciate everything y'all are doing for us.
Man. Thank y'all so much.
We're getting quite a bit of notifications from YouTube. You know, we're getting some not awards, but stars and
our badges and stuff.
Our badges and stuff, and.
Yeah, it's been amazing, man. So thank y'all, and it's all thanks to y'all. We couldn't do it without y'all. And thank y'all for joining us for another exciting episode of Late Night Conversations with Uncle Nephew. And until next week,
peace. Y'all.